As we're heading into the 11th hour, and next year has been prophesized to be pretty aggressive, though, with all the fear-mongering, some things have been prophesized to happen and it didn't happen. And that's kind of how the system is working right now, is everything is like an emergency until it's not. And so I'm just always on my toes about everything. I don't assume nothing is going to not come to fruition. I think everything does eventually come to fruition, but not in the manner that you expect. And so I'm prepared for everything. But I noticed now with all this organic shit that's going on, oh my gosh, life is for free. That's what it is. You brought into this world for free. Nobody asked you. You didn't pay for, being brought into this world. You were basically brought into this world, and it was for free. And the system gave you enough credit to see if you'd be able to pay off the loans they gave you through parenting, through the public school system, through whatever it is they do to raise you. And then you pay it back when you're an adult. You pay back whatever the system gave you for free, because it was really a loan. And so life is for free, but death is not. Death requires a contract. That's why people sell remedies. That's why people sell oncology. That's why people sell you cures. Because it is a death, but there's a place for death. There is a category for death. And any kind of cure must be approved by the FDA. And so when you had the cures market in a slower frequency environment with more people, then you had the FDA go in and approve the air, food, water, and drugs. So now you're getting everything organic. You're getting disintegrated shit everywhere. In the air, the food, the water. You asked for it. You thought the fluoride was poison. Yeah, it's poison by itself, but who's drinking just pure fluoride? I mean, that's how the system scared you into thinking that treatments to water and food and air were so poisonous. Oh, they're poisoning the air. No, it's actually the life, the untreated life that you can't control, that's in the air, food, and water, because you're afraid of genetically modified. You're afraid of fluoride. You're afraid of processed foods. And so I knew the holistic world, even a long time ago, there was something wrong with that world. After I did my protocol and I was releasing demons and noticed just how much the system impressed upon people to turn to the holistic world, and in all the MLMs and all the tinctures and the herbs and extracts and detoxes, and I'm like, oh my God, such a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And then all the MLMers, of course, and their supplements and their pills and all their powders and the turmeric and the honey and the apple cider vinegar and all that stuff. And so I knew, and then the campaigns against the holistic doctors, the campaigns against the vaccines, the campaigns against life, though people can't handle life. So I understand the campaigns against the vaccines because people can't handle life. But they want the organic, everything. They want the untreated water, the untreated air, the untreated food. And so with the Jilly Juice world, we discovered that the pink salt offered more byproducts, minerals, right? Byproduct of waste material. But it was fine because it was organic and it was controlled by the salt. But obviously, if you cure your intestines and constipate your shit, you won't be able to release the demons. So some of us, most of us, well, not most of us, a lot of us got away from the J juice, but not all of us. Many people are still on the J juice. But some people realize that they don't need it anymore because now they have to deal with the life and release the demons, eat food. But we discovered that then when we turned from the pink salt to the white salt, how fast it was able to cure something. But again, in this environment, you can't stay cured forever because the climate keeps changing. New life gets in the body, and then you don't want to be in the habit of curing offspring that will eventually turn into anacondas. And that's what's going on. Is that we're going back to the Middle Ages where everything is untreated because you don't want treatments in your food, no genetically modified. You don't want treatments in your water. You want everything organic. And so your friends, are selling you all this organic shit, and you have all these organic gardens or agriculture, and food's getting recalled, and we're in climate change. So you have E. coli, Listeria, Salmonella, all these different growths because we have untreated food. And so, yeah, it's not like they're doing anything to poison. You're the one that wanted you're the one that wanted the organic. You wanted untreated food. But see, genetically modified was the cures built into the food. The one molecule away from plastic was giving you the ability to be relatively cured without being so cured that you turn into a Tupperware. Okay? But you're seeing how the weak people in our society characterize things and take it to the extreme. And so if you seriously want to be ever evolving and constantly being sick, you're going to eat all your organic food, and then you'll be sick and have all these, these anacondas inside of you, and then you'll be drinking the herbal pesticides. Oh, it's so strategic, these campaigns. And these campaigns were part of political action committees perpetrated by lobbyists that were going to make a killing in the MLM market, in the holistic market, obviously in the allopathic market, because they're two sides of the same coin. And it was years and years and years. I mean, the Alex Jones world, bless his heart, I'm thinking he meant well. But I don't think he understands that these supplements and the organic industry and all that contribute to more disease, as the disease is metastasized and trapped inside the body, because vasoconstriction happens when you're taking immune suppressing supplements, immune suppressing drugs, immune suppressing protocols. So you have vasoconstriction, keeping everything inside. Then you have vasodilation, like, oh God, I feel bloated. So they're taking their, fennel or some other type of anti-constipation drug. And then they're just pooping their brains out, or they're forcing the body open when they're getting what do you call those things? Colonics. They're sticking things in their butt. I mean, yeah, that's going to be part of the process if you have an issue, but you can't force things open that have been conditioned to be so tight. And so there's always somebody who is not appropriate for colonics, because you have to use all your digits to condition what looks like those tardigrades that I posted. Those tardigrades look like the sphincters in your butt. Those tardigrades look like your throat mechanisms, the gag reflex in your throat. Those tardigrades are showing you how the body takes in and releases. But when people condition themselves to just take in but not release, they become a veritable Garden of Eden, and also completely intolerant to any kind of new information. And so they supernova, they super implode, they self-implode. And that's what's going on right now. And so with all this organic air, right, we have the cytokine storms from these crazy climate change, these Fujiwara effects of cyclones, bomb cyclones and hurricanes and tornadoes and thunder and lightning. And that's, causing so much instability and breaking up all the sewage into these little particles that are accelerated, and they're getting into people's bodies. Yeah, that's called disintegrated shit. Raw sewage. People are breathing in raw sewage, swimming in raw sewage in the floodwaters, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and possibly, even Sonoma. And so, and then they're in these pools that might be not treated enough, so they're swimming in public swimming pools, and they're saying that when your eyes water or their eyes are burning, it's not from the chlorine, it's from all the pee in the pool. So you want an organic world? Okay. The system is going to give you organic, you're basically inhaling shit, eating shit, breathing shit, drinking shit, and then drinking pesticides. And the holistic world is right there, Johnny on the spot. I got a pesticide to sell you. fire cider, elderberry syrup. Oh, and look what I'm doing. Look, I have a bunch of kids. Oh, look, we're out here partying, doing this and that. But oh wait, hold on a second. They're poisoning us. See, when I'm seeing in these science articles about organic material, and I'm like, organic material. If you Google let's see, what does Google say about organic material? What is organic material? It's untreated live, but organic matter, organic materials, or natural organic matter refers to the large source of carbon-based compounds found within natural and engineered terrestrial and aquatic environments. It is matter composed of organic compounds that have come from the feces and remains of organisms such as plants and animals. Organic molecules can be made by chemical reactions that do not involve life. And so that's basically what you're wanting to eat, all you organic people. You want to eat shit. You want to eat feces. And that's what's going on. And so when your friends are selling you all their organic food, and then there's recalls of E. coli, well, that comes from the feces of the fertilization, and those microbes crawling all over your carrots and your tomatoes and your large melons. And so these stands, these organic stands, fruit stands and all that, the farmer's market. Oh, look, my organic garden. And I have all this organic food. Oh, people are going to hate me for this, but that's essentially what it is. You're eating basically food with shit all over it. You're eating shit. And so the genetically modified was the cures, hidden in plain sight, was built into the food supply, and then the pesticides also built into the food, and then using the Roundup. We're like, oh gosh, well, yeah, when you are constantly around Roundup because you're one of those pesticide engineers and you're breathing in that every single day, well, yeah, obviously, when you're that much exposure to something and you're not keeping up with the level of release and the level of retention, then yeah, I can see where they can make a case for correlation equals causation. But you eating a food that may have been treated with Roundup, whether genetically modified or done on the outside, it's not going to fucking kill you. But when you're that weak and you can't handle diverse life, this is where the system gave people scapegoats. And this other system had people ask for their own destruction. When they could say, oh, it's the fluoride's fault. Oh, it's Jillian's fault. Oh, it's the preservative's fault. Oh, it's this specific ingredient's fault. Oh, it's the sugar's fault. It's the salt's fault. It's the carb fault. It's the gluten's fault. It's the wheat fault. It's, oh, the wheat was made here, so that's why it's poisoned. Oh, it's the air's fault. Oh my God. Oh my God. So you see how elaborate these campaigns have been. And they've been ever since I started in the conspiracy world. Though I was told a long time ago when I was drinking my Starbucks, when I was over there in Sacramento, and some lady was saying I was putting the pink package. She's like, oh, that's going to cause you cancer. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, whatever. And I still put the pink package in my, and whatever. And so people were telling me a long time ago, oh, you shouldn't eat that because it's so poisonous. Oh, like everything in moderation, right? But you see what people react to everything in moderation. They have been so brainwashed into thinking that the minerals and the elements that control the life are so poisonous. But yet when they go and get oncology and remedies and supplements, they're basically poisoning themselves. They're trying to control life that they thought they could handle. You don't want treatments in your food, but you'll treat yourself to death. At least with the food, you had half, it being controlled, half mineralized so it can control the life so it doesn't cause too much disease. And the other half is evolutionary, just like the margarine, one molecule away from plastic. That's the argument, obviously. People are using to scare people away from food. But at least you had access to a cure and access to an evolution. You're so afraid of evolution and you're drinking your pesticides, but you won't understand that organic, is the evolution and it is disease, but yet you don't understand. So then you're drinking your pesticides. When the system gave you the cures built into the food, built into the air, built into the water. So now you're not going to get any more stability. You're going to get so much instability through the organics industry called climate change, called shitty food. And so myself, who has to now deal with the weak people of our society who have the largest voices right now, and I want organic, whatever. You know, how do I cure myself? I stay away from diverse people. I don't go out there, and my husband and I, we exchange microbes, and sometimes it's painful because, and I have to, I'm tired because I'm breathing in, his diversity, he's breathing in my diversity. And so he's, sometimes in pain. And that's called immune system activation when you're around people with diverse microbes. And so how do I cure myself without using the cures market? I stay away from diversity. And whenever my immune system activates, I release the demons so I don't harbor anacondas and boa constrictors in my gut. Because obviously the cures are not going to be in the food supply, probably not even the water. They already have a boil warning or whatever, boil your water over here or somewhere in Lancaster County, Ohio. I don't understand why. Maybe they took out the fluoridation. So now there's more susceptibility to life that could be deadly to immunocompromised people who are begging for organic everything, untreated everything. Okay, we'll see how you can handle untreated air, food, and water. And so, so how do I lessen the diversity and the immune system activation? I don't hang out in public. I don't hang out with too many people. I'll eat the food, whatever the system gives me. They might have microbes in there that are engineered for the future, and I'll eat it, and I'll release demons and assimilate. Feel whatever pain and suffering. This last weekend, yesterday, I hang out with my husband, and I would feel the heat come up occasionally, and I would sweat. But before, a week or so ago, I would sweat, and I'd be turning the AC on and off, like I couldn't find the right temperature because I get either so hot or so cold. It was never in the in-between. Well, within after releasing that major, release that I did a couple days ago, now I could handle the heat and sweat, especially when the temperature changes, and it's a slight nuance of a change, maybe 1 degree. And I can handle the sweat. I'm not at the thermostat turning on the AC. It's like my temperature actually regulates pretty quickly now. But it was a bit of a struggle the last couple weeks. So that's what I'll have to deal with. I'll just deal with the immune system activation with the amount of diverse microbes I receive from just my very minimal, unsocial lifestyle. But those who want organic everything and they want they want shitty food and they want shitty air and shitty water, well, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get everything you wished for. And I think that was rather clever of the system. But it was years and years and years and years and years of brainwashing. That people brainwashed against McDonald's. People brainwashed against meat and milk and cheese and eggs. People brainwashed against food. And so they eat only out of their organic garden. They're eating in all the pestilence and they're grounding themselves. So they're out there running around barefoot, taking in the parasites through their feet and their hands, and their children all running around wild. Yeah. This next world, this next reset is you will be a victim of your choices. Or you'll get the benefit of your choices. That's all relative to how you want to characterize it. But yeah, people will be dying from they'll be eating shit and dying. But literally, they'll be eating organic material. And that's a trip to even read that with the word feces in it. That's what is so amazing. It's all hidden in plain sight. People want to eat shit. Well, let them eat shit, Jillian. Let them eat shit. What is it, Marie Antoinette? Let them eat cake. Let them eat shit. They want shit. Let them eat shit. Let them eat shit. And they're so okay with it. And then they wonder why they have so much disease and so much infection. Because they're untreated. eating untreated food, drinking untreated water, breathing in untreated air. Okay, hold on. Control C. Okay. All right. And that's why we have so much turbo cancers as well. I mean, you can't make this up. It's so so Shakespearean. So Shakespearean. Again, what does the people want? Organic matter, organic material, or natural organic matter refers to large source of carbon-based compounds found within natural and engineered terrestrial and aquatic environments. It is matter composed of organic compounds that come from the feces and remains of organisms such as plants and animals. So, hey, when you go walk into North Carolina, right, after that hurricane, and the microbes are crawling everywhere, you're basically eating and breathing and drinking dead matter from humans and animals and whatever else is out there. So whenever you walk into a devastation zone swimming in raw sewage, that's organic. Welcome to the world you want. You want organic, you will definitely get it. You will get shit everywhere. Disintegrated shit all over your food, everywhere. So I'm staying home and staying safe. And I release the freaking demons. But you can't make this up, and that's why life is for free and death is something that you have to be in contract with. And so here, that's why the vaccines are for free. They're only deadly when people trap the organisms inside and they can't release the demons, and then they poison themselves to death drinking all the herbal pesticides that they're sold by their friends and family and all the fire ciders and the elderberry syrup. And so that's why you pay money whenever you buy a cure. Because there must be a contract. And so now, so that's why I think the Trump administration is employing so many people that you think aren't qualified. No. When they had so much bureaucracy to help put in safety measures for everybody, not just the weak people, but also the strong people, it took a bureaucratic government. It took the left wing to consider the weakest person. Well, you're not going to need a huge bureaucracy. You're not going to need a huge government because the weak people will take themselves out. Strong people will figure it out. And so you don't need a lot of bureaucracy with the Trump administration. You will get some pretty awesome people. So whatever RFK Jr. does, I will be able to handle it. They take out all the genetically modified, take out all the preservatives, and take out all the different elements, like you saw in the ingredients of the hot cereal. There was preservatives. There was a long list of ingredients for Americans because they gave a shit about us. We had half evolution and half cures. Now we're going to have basically no cures, all evolution. And how many people on Facebook who's screaming about how they have turbo cancers and they're going to eat food that is going to develop so much life and there's no cure to control it. Done. So this next regime is going to make it easier for the government because people already have conditioned themselves to die, to eat shit and die. People have already conditioned themselves to eat shit and die. You asked for it. Bye.